The Galactic Council's Threat Assessment Division had cataloged every apex predator in known space. The Velcron hunters with their electromagnetic vision, the Sarthan swarm mines that could predict prey movement 3 seconds ahead, the crystalline Jal who could survive in vacuum and metabolize radiation itself, and then there was Faraz. Commander Faraz stood at attention in the observation deck of the Eternal Wisdom, the Council's flagship research vessel. His dark eyes scanned the viewport, watching Earth rotate beneath them with a mixture of pride and barely concealed amusement. The 6-member delegation of xenobiologists behind him whispered nervously in 17 different languages. "Commander," chittered Sheelath, the insectoid lead researcher, mandibles clicking anxiously, "we must reiterate our concern. The entity designated Bella has breached containment 7 times in the past standard cycle." Feroz's lips twitched. "She's not an entity. She's a 3-year-old human child." "That is precisely our concern," Sheelath replied, compound eyes glittering with what might have been fear. "We have observed the specimen. Her name is Bella." "Yes, Bella, demonstrating capabilities that violate 43 established biological laws. Yesterday, she achieved speeds of 8.7 meters per second, while emitting high-frequency vocalizations our analysts have classified as weapons-grade shrieking. She then evaded a Velcron tracker for 18 minutes in a straight corridor." Feroz couldn't suppress his grin anymore. "Yeah, that sounds about right. Did you give her sugar?" The delegation fell silent. Dr. Morpheus, a gaseous being contained in a crystalline suit, pulsed an alarmed crimson. "You mean the crystallized sucrose compound? That is a tactical consideration. You gave her sugar," Feroz said flatly. It wasn't a question. The xenobiologists exchanged what could only be described as guilty glances across multiple spectrums of light and pheromones. The door to the observation deck whooshed open. Every alien in the room immediately tensed, some shifting into defensive postures, others activating personal shield generators. Feroz simply turned and knelt down with open arms. "Faraz." Bella came barreling through the doorway at a velocity that caused 3 scientists to leap aside and 1 to teleport to safety. Her tiny legs pumped with inexplicable momentum, dark curls bouncing wildly around her face, a massive grin revealing several missing teeth. She crashed into Feroz with the force of a small meteor, and he scooped her up effortlessly. "Hey, troublemaker," he said warmly, settling her on his hip. "What did I tell you about running from the nice scientists?" Bella's brown eyes went wide with theatrical innocence. "But they tried to scan my brain again. It tickles and I don't like it." "The neural activity readings are impossible," Sheelath protested weakly from behind an overturned sensor array. "Her pattern recognition scores exceed quantum computers. Her spatial awareness operates on a level we've only seen in hive minds. And her energy reserves—" The scientist trailed off, mandibles quivering. "Where does she store the energy?" "Her mass is only 14.7 kilograms. Feroz bounced Bella gently and she giggled, the sound making half the delegation flinch. "You're overthinking it. She's a human toddler. They're all like this, all." Dr. Morpheus pulsed a sickly yellow-green. "Commander, you cannot be serious. We've observed this specimen climbing vertical surfaces using only microscopic surface irregularities. She survived a fall from 4.3 meters with no injury. She consumed a quantity of nutrition that should sustain her for 3 standard days, in 1 sitting, and demanded more 30 minutes later. And yesterday," the gaseous being seemed to shudder within its containment. "Yesterday we witnessed her detect and evade our observation drones through walls. She claimed they were hiding and seeking with her." "She's good at hide and seek," Feroz admitted. "She phased through quantum-locked barriers." "No, she probably found a vent." Bella tugged on Feroz's uniform collar. "Can we go to the playroom? The blue lady promised to teach me about dimensional topography, but she keeps fainting when I solve the puzzles too fast." Sheelath made a sound like grinding metal. "Commander, you must understand our position. The Apex Registry exists to identify species that pose existential threats to galactic peace. In our simulations, an adult version of this Bella would be functionally unstoppable. And you claim there are billions of humans?" Feroz's expression grew serious, though his eyes still held warmth as he looked at Bella. "There are. And yes, humans are formidable. But here's what your simulations don't account for." He gently brushed a curl from Bella's face. "We raise our apex predators to be kind." "Impossible," breathed Dr. Morpheus. "Apex psychology always trends toward dominance and aggression." Does she look aggressive to you? The delegation studied Bella, who had begun playing with a small stuffed elephant, making it dance across Feroz's shoulder while humming tunelessly. Her tiny face radiated pure, uncomplicated joy. The contradiction is maddening, Sheloth admitted. She possesses capabilities that should make her a galactic-class threat, yet she shares her nutrition pellets with our maintenance robots and names them. That's humanity, Feroz said quietly. We evolved as persistence hunters on a death world. We climbed to the top of the food chain with nothing but endurance, intelligence, and the ability to throw things really, really well. We're space orcs, yes, but we're space orcs who decided that being kind was stronger than being cruel. Bella looked up at the assembled aliens, seeming to sense the weight of the conversation despite her age. Are you scared of me? She asked with heartbreaking directness. The delegation shifted uncomfortably. Finally, Sheloth clicked forward slowly, lowering to Bella's eye level. Yes, small human. You are terrifying in ways our evolutionary psychology struggles to process. Bella considered this seriously, then reached out and patted Sheloth's chitinous head with one pudgy hand. It's okay. I'm scared of the dark sometimes. But Farah's taught me that being scared is okay. You just gotta be brave anyway. The insectoid scientist froze, sensors flickering through confused patterns. Then slowly, Sheloth's mandibles formed what their species used as a smile. Perhaps, the scientist said softly, we have been measuring the wrong kind of strength. Feroz stood, still holding Bella. The registry asked what makes humans apex predators. It's not just our endurance or our problem-solving. It's that we turned our children, our most vulnerable, into unstoppable forces of chaos and curiosity. And then we taught them that the greatest power is choosing to be gentle. Terrifying. Dr. Morpheus pulsed, but the color was a warm amber now. Absolutely terrifying and inspiring? Bella yawned, suddenly exhausted as only a toddler could be after expending impossible amounts of energy. She tucked her head against Feroz's shoulder. Can we have snacks now? Sure, kiddo. Feroz looked at the delegation. Want to join us? Fair warning. Sharing a meal with a human toddler is its own kind of extreme sport. As they walked toward the commissary, Sheloth pulled up the Apex Registry on a holographic display. With a complex series of clicks, the scientist created a new entry. Species Homo sapiens, juvenile. Threat level, cosmological recommendation, diplomatic alliance, do not engage hostilely. Note, capable of weaponizing cuteness. Proceed with maximum caution and abundant snacks. Behind them, Bella's giggle echoed through the corridors of the eternal wisdom. And somewhere in the ship's databanks, the Council's threat assessment algorithms quietly experienced what could only be described as existential confusion. Humanity had arrived in the galactic community, and they'd brought their toddlers.